world over. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening to everyone in the different countries, in the different time zone, in the different continents, wherever you are world over. We extend you a very hearty welcome this evening for yet another very powerful evening. And today's evening is dedicated to Buddham Saranam Gacchami. And ladies and gentlemen, this is 175th webinar, Making Education Relevant. It's a global confluence of intellectuals, it's research scholars, innovators, skill developers, skill providers, entrepreneurs, startups, micro, small, and medium enterprise, and employment generators, all of them together from the world over. And this evening, when we talk, what is the purpose of education? Why education? Why to go to school? Why to go to college? Why to acquire a particular skill or a competency? And at the same time, Lord Buddha, whatever he conveyed, what is the relevance of Lord Buddha's teachings in our today's education system? So, ladies and gentlemen, from world over, we extend you a very hearty welcome under the dynamic and dedicated leadership of Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji, the Secretary General of the International Buddhist Confederation, and self-proclaimed, self-declared from my side, my global sister, Dr. Christie Chang from Taiwan. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul on this planet. She is the one who will be inviting, introducing all the three distinguished guests and the dignitaries this evening. But initially, let me have the privilege to share some of the slides with you so that we all are clear and we all understand what is this program, what do we do during the week, what do we keep doing from Monday to Sunday, and what do we have on Friday evening. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just share a couple of slides. Our chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, it's a global confluence of about 30 million people world over. Those are in different countries, different continents, and different time zones. And we only pray to Almighty during this lockdown, during this coronavirus, and whatsoever pandemic has come to the whole world, with the Lord Buddha's blessings, we all should remain healthy and there should be good wellness. We should think good for others. Sometimes I wonder why people have enmity for each other. Why do people fight? Why people are so cunning? Why people want to win over each other in a non-dignified way? Why not the world can be at peace? So with that as a vision, this evening, yet another powerful program with Lord Buddha's teachings. Ladies and gentlemen, we all understand during this lockdown, the thought processes are affected. Business is affected. Physical and mental health is affected. And the main part of the universe, education, is deeply, deeply affected. 1.86 billion children, they are at present away from schools, colleges, universities, institutions. Our chamber, from morning 9 till evening 9, we have got complete beaming throughout the day. I'll share with you. But 5 to 6 p.m., Monday to Sunday, we talk about how to make education relevant during this pandemic. Since yesterday, that is 24th of September, keeping the global request in perspective, the timing for this program has got changed. We used to come earlier at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, but now it has been shifted to 5 p.m. courtesy the IPL matches in the UAE. All children, all educators, everybody is keen to watch the cricket match. So your happiness is our happiness. If you are happy, you want to come at 5 o'clock, we will come at 5 o'clock because we are in your service. So we go ahead accordingly. So kindly recollect, kindly remember, now onward, entire series, all days, it will be at 5 p.m., 5 to 6 p.m. Now, this is the complete programs, what we have got during the entire week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days in a week, there is a YES program, that is Youth Empowerment Strategies. That means What is today's youth expectations? What do they want? What motivates them? What keeps them happy? Today's children are very creative. They're very dynamic. They're very vibrant. They've got lots of ideas. These millennials are born with the gadgets. We got to respect that because they have come to this world with technology. And then Friday evening, like today, what is the relevance of Buddha's teaching in today's education system? Then tomorrow, Saturday, 5 to 6 p.m., you have got Swami Vivekananda's program. Saturday evening, 6:15 to 7 p.m., you have got Ayurveda for the global wellness. Sunday morning, 9:30, you have got Srimad Bhagavad Gita and 10 principal Upanishad. Then Sunday evening, we take you to India ASEAN joint series where all the 10 countries together, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, all the 10 countries, they participate together. And there our focus is India ASEAN joint series. And that is the focus is northeast part of India. And then Sunday evening, the last program is, if you're taking education, what is the purpose of education? Is it economic purpose? Is it social? Is it cultural? Is it personal? Why are you taking a particular education or a skill? So we come to the micro, small, and the medium enterprise. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the complete canvas for the whole week so that you get an idea with the new timings and everybody got to, and now we will not change these timings further, hopefully, and God, Lord Buddha should give the blessings because winters will set in thereafter and this timing we will continue with. Now, as I was telling you, from morning 9 o'clock till evening 9 o'clock, whole day we are with the schools, colleges, institutions world over. You would be so happy to know we are meeting the Buddhist community in Mongolia. We are meeting the people in South Korea. We are meeting the people in Central Asia. We are going all the way to Latin America. Depending on the different time zones, wherever the people are, we are trying to reach them throughout the day. Our chamber starts its services in the morning at 9 and we finish at 9 p.m. in the evening, 12 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, Ayurveda we have discussed. You all got to take care of your health. And particularly during this pandemic, we would make a humble request to all of you. This is on Sunday morning. This is in Sunday evening, 3 o'clock. And this is Sunday evening when we talk about 5 p.m. And this is our beautiful journey with Lord Buddha's teachings. We are so privileged. Our immediate past president of the chamber, who is based out of Los Angeles in California, in the Woodbury University, he holds his second PhD that is in Buddhism. He dedicated and devoted 8 years of his life, and he's the one who took our chamber for the last 4 years towards Buddhism, and he gave lots of beautiful inputs to us. And we started realizing that what is Buddha's philosophy? What exactly Buddha conveyed to the whole world? And now, when our president met Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji, there was a beautiful journey, and all of them together, further we took it. 21st of May 2016, there were 10,000 Buddhist monks from the whole world together on a common platform. It was a treat for my soul and spirit and my cerebrum when I saw all of them together, and that was Buddhism, heritage, and the pilgrimage journey, what we have to take care of. This is our former president who holds his second PhD in Buddhism, and he gave lots of inputs to us. What is living Buddhist leadership? How to follow Buddhism philosophy? How to understand from Lord Buddha? And this was the occasion when Venerable Dhammapiya ji and our former immediate past president met him, and from California and from Tripura in India, they got together and there was a vision. And 21st of June, during the pandemic also together, that is harnessing well-being of all the educators through the Buddhist psychology. So that was the part which was taken care of. And ladies and gentlemen, when I look back sometime, I try to understand Pali language. I try to understand what the monks were doing, How were they giving the education? What exactly was happening when 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers together at one particular place, and that is the ancient Nalanda University and Buddhism teachings? What exactly was happening over here? So I'm a very curious child at the age of 70 years. I wish to learn from everybody. This is the dream project with Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji and our chamber world over. We are trying to reach out all the main and our main members, and we are trying to take their valuable support. We want this university to come up on the Nalanda's lines once again, and it should once again regenerate whatever is being there in the philosophy of Lord Buddha and what exactly was there. And I personally wish I should be the student in this university, in this life, before I close my eyes and I get back where from we came. Ladies and gentlemen, our chamber is deeply, professionally, emotionally, spiritually is dedicated. We want whosoever comes to India and whosoever is coming for Buddhist pilgrimage, they should not face any difficulty. Whether they are traveling by air, they are traveling by road, they are traveling by train, wherever they want to stay, their accommodation, their food part. If somebody, God forbid, has got some health issue, how they should be taken care of, how they should be happy, and whatever thought process they bring with them when they come to India, they should carry the good memories. So with that as a humble efforts from our side, we are at present training 30 boys and girls. Those are from the Buddhist families, and they will become Buddhist pilgrimage facilitation executives in India, and they will give their services. This particular program is available. Anybody world over, whosoever is interested to take these contents, this particular curriculum, these particular modules, whatever you want to modify, and you want to train the children in your own country, our services are at your disposal. We will be more than happy to transfer, because knowledge is to be shared with each other, not to be taken to the graveyard yourself as your personal property. That is the way we look at from our chamber on this humble steps. So, whatever human mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education relevant. We all should understand what is the purpose of education, what today's children are looking forward to. If we will have dedicated teachers, we will have wonderful youth. If we will have teachers and the youth doing positive service to the humanity, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no war in the world. And everybody would live peacefully, and everybody would respect each other in all respects. That's what we should learn from Lord Buddha's preaching, teaching, philosophy, whatever we want to talk. So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, I make a humble request while extending a very warm welcome to my sister, Dr. Christie Chang from Taiwan. She's going to moderate today's deliberation. She's the joint president of the International Buddhist Confederation. She's a chair, International Planning Committee of the 17th Sakyadhita International Association of Buddhist Women. Professionally, Dr. Chang is a prolific linguistic translator and educator, leading Council on International Education Exchange. I request Dr. Christie Chang to introduce our distinguished guest this evening, and those who have joined us this evening. We extend them a very hearty welcome. With these words, I hand you over to Dr. Christie. Kindly unmute your mic, ma'am. Kindly unmute your mic.
I'm here, Dr. Gulshanji.
Oh,
Back.
Venerable Dhammapiya ji has come. So,
Yes.
Yeah, we can start with prayer.
ladies and gentlemen, what a privilege and what a pleasure. One day I was deeply sick, and that day Venerable Dhammapiya ji announced, ladies and gentlemen, today Dr. Gulshan Sharma is not well, So I'm sorry he is not joining the program. So I will help you out. And that time I appeared over there. So similar way, Dhammapiya ji has given me a surprise this evening. I'm so happy that he has come. Let's start with the prayer. And thereafter, we will request Dr. Christie to take on. Hearty welcome, Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Ampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. With prayers and blessings from the Triple Gem, may I request now Dr. Christie kindly take over and run the program, please.
Thank you, Venerable. Great timing. You always come back at the perfect timing. Thank you. First of all, greetings again, Namo Buddhaya and Namaskar from Taiwan. I want to thank our speakers, first of all, for agreeing the change of our program time, and also they're very patient, waiting, demonstrating their very good Dhamma practice just now when we were facing some technical issues. So thank you all for your kindness and your patience. So without further ado, let me introduce our three speakers. Our first speaker is Venerable Bhikkhuni Sing Kan. She's the president of Malaysian Buddhist Bhikkhuni Association. At the age of 25, Venerable Bhikkhuni Sing Kan entered Sin Fook Tong Temple as a laywoman for 2 years and another 2 years as a Samaneri under the guidance of her great grandmaster, Bhikkuni Sin Pooi, and Master Bhikkhuni Ku Chung. After 4 years of training, she took higher ordination as a Bhikkhuni in Kek Lok Si Penang. It's a very famous monastery. So in 1987, she took the full ordination under the preceptorship of the late Master Bai Sheng from Taiwan. So you see the very close relationship between the Buddhists in Malaysia and Taiwan. And in 1996, Venerable Sing Kan took a diploma in Buddhism in the Buddhist Maha Vihara in Kuala Lumpur. And then she took her second diploma at the Kelaniya University in Sri Lanka in 1999. She then studied at the International Buddhist College from 2001 to 2004. In between her studies, she served as a teacher and the vice principal of Siang Lin Kindergarten. So Venerable Sing Kan is currently the abbess of Sin Tong Buddhist Temple in Ampang, Selangor, Malaysia. Basically, it's Kuala Lumpur, yeah? So she's active in propagating Buddhist education, especially to the youth. And so today she has brought a young speaker. Dr. Goshang Shamaji has kept asking for young, speakers. So today we have one. That's Mr. Tra Wen Hong. So Mr. Tra is currently an MA student at Nanotechnology in Material, University of Malaya. He is a teacher of Sin Pook Tong Sunday class and president of Sin Pook Tong Youth Group. And he has a bachelor's degree of material science from UKM, also in Malaysia. And he is one of the pioneer students in the first batch of Sin Pook Tong students. So, a good product of that Sunday school from Venerable Sing Kan's program. And our third speaker is Reverend Dr. TK Nagagaki Sensei. He's the president and founder of Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York. So good morning, Reverend. So Reverend Dr. T. Kenji's Nagagaki is a Buddhist priest ordained in the 750-year-old Jodo Shinshu tradition of Japanese Buddhism. He's the president and founder of the Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York, formed in 2018. He is the executive officer and former president of the Buddhist Council of New York. Dr. TK is a Hiroshima Peace Ambassador, Nagasaki Peace Correspondent, an honorable board member of the Interfaith Center of New York and New York City Police Department Clergy Liaison. Since 1995, Reverend Nakagaki has organized an interfaith peace event to commemorate the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings. Recently, or Reverend may need to correct me, I know that he wrote this book way back, but it's a republication. He has published a new book, newly published only, under the title of The Buddhist Swastika and Hitler's Cross, Rescuing a Symbol of Peace from the Forces of Hate. And this book is to educate people, especially the Westerners, about the meaning and significance of the Buddhist symbol. So welcome to our webinar, all our speakers. So without further ado, may I invite our Venerable Bhikkhuni Sing Kan to do her presentation. Shifu.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Christie Chang, and all the venerables out there. Yeah, today's topic is the relevance of Buddha's teachings in today's education. Well, even during Buddha's time, more than 2,500 years, Buddha's teaching still exists till now. So especially nowadays when there's so many what is called crisis, so many conflicts, human conflicts, even religious conflicts, religions. People are making use of religion for fame, power. Yeah. So in the Buddhist teaching, we can classify into two. One is worldly happiness. The other one is ultimate happiness. So what is important, we would say, concern is about our worldly happiness, current. And in Buddha's teaching, the Four Noble Truths, the cause, we don't say about happiness. Now we talk about the causes. What are the causes of our sufferings? Yeah. So we know that sufferings, there's so many kinds of suffering: birth, old age, sickness, death, and different, physical and mental sufferings. And these are due to craving. And Buddha also show taught us the way to ease or to stop all these sufferings, and that is through the Noble Path. Well, all this happens is because I think it's the mind, that's egoness. That's why when there's we crave for power, we crave for money, we crave for a lot of things When we can't get it, we develop hatred, jealousy, and all this. So the most important thing is how to nullify or get rid of the I, which is the main cause of all these sufferings or discrimination and conflicts between ourselves. So it's very simple. That's why Buddha's teaching is very important. Like we say, precepts. It starts from precepts. uh, Not to harm others and not to harm yourself. And the basic one is the 5 precepts. So in our Sunday schools, and we start from very young children, as young as 5 years old. We let them to come to our temple, and we don't teach them actually what about suffering. We taught those children how to behave, how to behave, like for example, respect, the triple jam, gratitude to parents. These are the very basic. Because nowadays children, they don't suffer much. Why I said they don't suffer? Because parents are well-to-do, and they provide whatever they want. Not uh, not like our time during the 50 years. We can't. We don't have TV. We don't have chocolate, even chocolate. Yes, but we were very happy. We enjoy our childhood life. But nowadays, you see, children, they have their iPhone, they have everything, but yet they are not happy. And when you give them a bit of homework, they will say very stressful. During our time, we don't know how to use the word stressed or stressful. We enjoy our childhood life, but now it becomes a big problem for parents and for children. It's very difficult to teach the children. Therefore, our Sunday school is mainly to inculcate some what I call basic moral values in the children. And besides that, um, they are not like our time. We are very disciplined. We just when the teacher read or teaches something, we just sit down and listen. But nowadays, children, they just 10 minutes they lost patience. So the methodology of teaching have to be changed. You have to use, sometimes you have to apply singing, playing, competition, so that they get excited, challenge each other. So we put them in groupings. So I think methodology have to be changed. You know, uh, that suits the children nowadays. So our Sunday schools, we allow children of 5 years old to come in. Then um, we train them, we teach them until they leave the secondary school. And once they leave the secondary school, they will go to college. And from there, they will join Buddhist society. So from my point of view, we will just give them the basic, the foundation of, uh, of Buddhism, especially we say moral and then ethics. And as they grow up, they will join further Buddhist society, and from there they pick up, other Buddhist studies or whatever that's beyond we say the basic teachings of Buddhism. Okay, and as for this, the senior citizens, we have group chanting. Uh, every Wednesday, we allow the senior citizens to come in and we lead the chanting. And also we give them a bit of Dharma talk. And besides the chanting, we also sometimes we're invited for so-called the supportive chanting, funeral rites or funeral cases. So as we go, it's a kind of community services uh, um, So when we do chanting, funeral, especially funeral cases, after chanting, we give a bit of Dharma talk on impermanence. That's the time I think it was strike. It was strike those mourners, especially when the the loved ones die. Then when you when you give them a bit of Dharma talks on impermanence, it will go straight to their mind. It will hit their mind. So Buddha's teaching, I find that is very prevalent even in ancient time, now, and also in future, because there are two teachings. There's the worldly happiness and also the ultimate happiness. Ultimate happiness, you uh, have to cultivate, go into meditation, uh, go into a lot of teachings that or dharma doors that the Buddha has taught. Simple one like the Brahma Vihara, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, uh, equanimity. All this you can apply in the daily life. And now, especially when the COVID-19, a lot of people they have so-called psychological sort of problem. And during this MCO or RMCO or lockdown, these few months, from my case, I handle about 6 cases of um, youngsters commit suicide. Why? Why? Why these youngsters commit suicide? They feel that like there's no hope. Some they couldn't find job. Some they have family. So I think this COVID pandemic affect them psychologically, and this is the time we we try to sort of when people come, uh, we try to counsel them, ask them to stay calm, stay calm, and just don't get so-called depressed. Don't get depressed. There are always hope. There are always hope. So, and besides, besides this worldly happiness and also this ultimate happiness, there are a lot of things that Buddha's teaching can offer to us, like there is leading a simple life. It gives you joy. You didn't have to go for complicated things, high-tech things, just simple. And what Mahatma Gandhi said, uh, to change the world, you have to change yourself. Yeah. And then last week, there was one topic on belief in God fosters unity and harmony in the country. I think belief in God means belief in the teachings. From my point of view, is belief in the teachings of Buddha brings unity and harmony to the country. And from there, I would say it is the individual, that have to change. And not only the individual, but it has the responsibility. The leaders are also important. The personality of the leaders. Like Mahatma Gandhi, he said that to change the world, you first have to change yourself. Yeah. And because of these leaders, they use religion to create sort of this harmony among uh, religion, races, and all this. So responsibility of individual and leaders are very important for the stability uh, of the country, uh, the political stability, economic stability and also social. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shifu. Thank you very much for your sharing. I noticed how happy you have made our Dr. Goshan Sharmaji when you talked about the Dharma. Thank you so much. And actually, I didn't see that introduced in the PowerPoint when we introduced, Venerable Sing Kan. She's also the vice president of the Malaysian Consultative Council of Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Taoism. So she's very active in the interfaith dialogue, like Reverend Dr. D.K. Nakagaki. So in any case, I really want to thank Shifu for the sharing and also for her everlasting support for Sakyadhita. I noticed that Dr. Goshan Sharmaji was trying to pronounce that. Sakyadhita. Sakya means Sakyamuni. Dita means daughters. It's a newly coined Sanskrit word, so daughters of the Buddha. So we do conferences every 2 years, and Venerable Sing Kan actually helped so much. We work very closely together when the 9th Sakyadhita conference took place in Kuala Lumpur back in 2006. So that's how long we have known each other. So thank you again, Shifu. And Shifu is how we address the Mahayana Chinese monastic. Shifu. Yeah. Thank you. Without further ado, I would like to have Mr. Chua Wen Hong, who was the very, earlier student from Shifu. So let's hear him. He's not a teacher too. So please, Brother Wen Hong.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Christie. Good evening to Dr. Gushan. Good evening to Venerable Sing Kan, Venerable Dr. T. Kenjutsu Nakagaki, and also to Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji. So I'm Chua Wen Hong. Today I'm here to give a little bit of a sharing of my experience and also journey that I've been in the Sin Fook Tong Ampang for these past 10 years, I say. So actually, I joined Sin Fook Tong Ampang Sunday class in the year of 2010, which is 10 years ago when I was 14 years old. So that time I was introduced by one of my friends to join, and then I just came along and joined with my brother. So I can see that my brother is actually in the Zoom meeting right now. He's listening also. So we are actually considered the very early batch of this Sunday class students. So at first, when I joined this Sunday class, I'm having a mindset that it should be fun. Okay, I'm gonna meet a lot of new friends and I'm just gonna play around. So at first, the mindset was like, it's a very playful and mischievous mindset. Just come and make new friends and just have fun. But slowly, when every Sunday when I come, I slowly got involved in all the work in the temple, also in the Sunday class, which is one of the most important work, which is the volunteering work. Sin Fook Tong Ampang has a lot of volunteering work that time. That means we have a Sunday class. Then one day before, we'll come to do some volunteering work, such as we do cleaning temple, and then I'll also do some carrying of goods, because that time we need a lot of manpower. And then me and my brother was very playful and teenage boy, so the teachers call us in to carry all the things. So it all started when we start doing volunteering work, and then we get more involved into this Sunday class, and slowly I joined as a student, and now I'm currently a teacher in the Sunday class. So the main experience I've gone through when I was a student in the Sunday school is for sure we learn basic Dharma, just like what Venerable Sing Kan have mentioned just now. We learn about very basic and very general knowledge about Buddhism, so such as Buddhist moral value, and also how to be disciplined, and also how to live ethically, such as do not harm others and also do not harm yourself. It's very basic moral values that maybe children also will learn that in the school. So we do also learn in the Sunday class. And also one of the most important thing that I learned is that the story of Buddha. Yes. So this is the interesting story that get me hooked, okay, and to learn more about Buddhism. So I didn't get to know the story of Buddha until when I joined Sunday Dhamma class. So that time it was being conducted by Shifu and also a lot of experienced teachers to here just spend time every single Sunday to share their experience also learning to the children in the Sunday class. So yes, a lot of stories telling session in the Sunday class also. And lastly, this is also the teaching of the Buddha, such as the Triple Gem, which is also one of the most important thing because Sampo Tong, Sampo is actually Sanpao. Sanpao is Triple Gem in Mandarin. So by knowing the Triple Gem, then we know that we need to always appreciate and also always pay respect to the Dharma, to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And also, as what Sifu mentioned just now, we also learn about the 5 precepts. What are the things that we can do and also what are the things that we shouldn't do. So by learning all these things, you actually plant a seed of wisdom in us that it sets our mindset in the correct direction. So it can help us during our process of learning in the near future. So other than indoor classroom learning, we also had a lot of activities. I also got the opportunity to organize a lot of activities, small activities or even big activities such as camps. We have a lot of camps and Sunday class. We organize camp for the children and also the youth to allow them to experience the living style or a living culture in the temple. So that this will get them to more experience about Buddhism. Other than that, we also we organize celebrations such as Teachers' Day celebration to always appreciate the teaching of a teacher and the sacrifice of a teacher. And we also organize a lot of year-end party. We had year-end party also, which is kind of like the Children Day in our Sunday class. It's like we have a lot of prize giving ceremony on that day. It's like towards the end of the year where we celebrate with the children and release them for the holiday. Okay, and other than organizing event or within, that means for the children and the youth in the Sunday class, we also organize event for the public. So annually we have this Pindapata event. It's an event that it gives opportunity for the public to make offerings, to make dana to the Sangha member in the temple. So during this event, we also invite a lot of Shifus, Sangha member from the 3 main traditions to gather around in Sampotong Ampang and to conduct this Pindapata event. It's a very, very meaningful event. I haven't get to know there's so many traditions until when I joined Pindapata event. Okay. So after I was as a student in this Sunday class, then when I graduated from a high school and they need teachers and they need helps in the teachers department. So I've been called to be an assistant teacher at first in the teachers department to help and take care of the children of the incoming newly children. So as Sifu said just now, there's children's age from 5 until age of even like 15 or 17 high school. So we have been assigned to every class to take care of the children. But the time as a assistant teacher, I do not teach much. I just take care of the children, and it's really very hard to handle the children when their age is very small. So it's a very memorable or very meaningful experience for me. Turning from a student in Sunday class until right now a teacher in Sunday class. I'm currently a main teacher in Sunday class, teaching the age of 9 years old student. Yes, so it's been a long way. And then we also have syllabus actually for our Sunday class. Before every semester or New Year start, we will have a meeting with Sifu and we will construct up the syllabus that will benefit for the children, but not to stress them with all the Dharma knowledge. So it's just a basic, very general knowledge of Buddhism. So right now, after being teachers in Sunday class, and now I've joined many of the society, Buddhism society in university, and I get to, how to say, learn more deep in the part of Dharma, such as what I mentioned just now, also the Four Noble Truths and also the Eight Noble Paths. So these are all not been taught in the San Fook Tong Sunday class, but then because what I've learned, all the general and the basic knowledge that I've learned in the Sunday class actually lays a very important foundation for me to move forward. So without the foundation, I think when I go to the university and go for more intermediate class, I couldn't even catch up also. And I'll maybe lost interest in learning Buddhism. So this is how importance of basic and general knowledge of all the sharings that we have done in Sunday Dhamma class. So I would like to just mention a phrase always being brought up by Venerable Sing Kan, which is the ambassador of San Fook Tong. Every time she will say that Dharma, it is not just knowledge to be studied, but it's a wisdom to be cultivated and experienced. So Buddha is a teacher of life, and Dharma is actually the teaching of life. So if we don't implies or we don't apply Dharma into our life, Dharma will only be just like science in the textbook. You couldn't experience the meaningful of Dharma. So this is one of the very important key that I always remember being told by Venerable Sing Kan. So this shows that Sunday class actually provide a very important foundation, Dharma foundation for the children, that sets a mindset for the children, and also a foundation that by planting a seed of wisdom, so that in the near future, in the far future, when they grow, they will always be in the right path and always in the path of Dharma. Thank you. This is all about my sharing. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Brother Wen Hong. Yeah, I think we could see that Shifu has taught you very well. And thank you also for turning out to be a blessing too. You've been helping Shifu and San Fook Tong and all the children there, I'm sure.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. And next, we would like to move on to our third speaker, Reverend Dr. TK, right? I may address you that way. It's easier for everyone. Reverend TK. So without further ado, Reverend, would you please start your presentation? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, thank you, Dr. Christie, for inviting me a couple of days ago, I guess. So, but yeah, well, since it was, thank you for you to be part of my program, which was our program, I mean, is the International Day of Peace. And I just decided to use my background here, that's a UN in a background. And this is a week of the, that's UN, Peace Week in a way. And so International Day of Peace was 21st. And actually tomorrow is a nuclear things, total elimination of the nuclear weapons. And so it's in a way for me, as I was in my background, there's my Hiroshima, Nagasaki thing. So this is a very important week and to share those thoughts. So that I just wanted to remind you of this particular week is a very important to consider as a peace. And then today's talk, mine's a little more specific education that I'm talking about, because there are, many people understand Buddhism nowadays, and then this is a United Nations 75th anniversary. So which means that after the World War II, there are 75 years past, and so it's kind of a long time, and then there's still some of the issues not really discussed. For instance, we talk about little interfaith, or even in a community. One thing that most interfaith symbol ever existed probably in this world, but never be able to use it because of the Nazi Germany, and which is the book that I'm talking about now. So maybe just for yourself, I will put the back screen. I mean, this is a technology that I can do now. Nowadays, but so basically,
you can share screen if you want.
I know, I know. So like this. So
Oh,
that
okay.
you can can you see it? Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you see my screen with the what do you call it? Screen
Awesome.
background.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, good, good. So,
Yeah.
so basically, I'm talking about this particular symbol, but then the one of the reason is actually the this what do you call it, about the book itself was written 12, I mean 2012. So it's a little while ago now, like, but this is actually the dissertation that I have based upon the multi-phase study. And so my doctor is a doctor of ministry program, so and multi-faith study. So that's why the interface is a very important aspects of it. So I'm treating this symbol as an interface symbol as well, because even like a Buddhism or Hindus, Jains, everybody East use this symbol for a long time as the happiness or auspicious symbol, or that everything is positive, like the it's actually originally from the sun symbol. So the sun is very important, right? And we talk about light, we talk about warmth, and then the grow everything from the sun. So we have a lot of benefit receiving from the sun. And in a way, this sun symbol itself is a really important. The Buddha as a light, Buddha's symbol of the light, really, and also bring the life to everyone, and in a sense of the spiritual life too. So there's a lot of aspects of this too, and then so that bring the good luck, good luck symbol here, good luck charm. And so this symbol has a lot of meaning. Also, it's related to the noble. Aryan, another language the people are not knowing, West is Arya. It's the Aryan symbol, right? Aryan as a noble symbol. It's not the white supremacy symbol. But so this is a lot of confusion of the East and West. And so that's the one of the education that I would like to start talk about. But the, one of the reason for me is how to begin to talk about these things is so many things related, and I cannot explain everything in one time. So that's why I decided to write the book on this one. So if you ever talk about any, the swastika symbol, there are many, the other arguments and so forth. So we need some kind of book which really based upon Eastern or Buddhist. And so this one is a Buddhist swastika. So I just focus on the Buddhism. And so that's the one part that I would like to do from now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 20 years. That's my next project that I have after I finish the doctor ministry program. And then this is one of the reasons I don't have a temple, actually. I have a freelance priest. So wherever I am, this is a temple. So now this is my temple today here, and sharing the Dharma. And but so the I just don't want to bring any harm other people too, but because of that, this has a lot of very Asia, this is a good symbol. Nobody really argue it, but when once you come to the West, this symbol become a very critical, and it become problematic too. And even like I've been try to approach the like a parliamental world revision. Let me bring the presentation of the swastika. That's what we call the man or one or manji in Japanese, but the swastika in West. But then the swastika is a Sanskrit term, actually. And so as a good or well-beings, and so those things very important. But then so that's why this is a particular education. I just wanted to show a little slide. Since I I prepare, so I'll just share the slide. So bear with me. I hope this will be okay. Sorry. No, I don't need to have a background now, I guess. So basically, yeah, this part of the education that you have programmed today. And so this is the title. And actually, this is available even like in India. I mean, this is Amazon.com. You can go to Amazon. So Amazon has many countries anyway. You can access to it. If you wanted to read it, please do. And I think I give a lot of background of the Buddhism itself. And hopefully somebody can write the, the Hindu swastika and the Hitler's cross, or a Jain swastika and Hitler's cross, or, or it could be specifically Tibetan swastika, like a Hitler's cross, whatever. So it's, one approach for the Buddhism in general. So this is an image of the, the West always. And so it has become so strong, actually, this association with the Hitler and the swastika. For them, this is a same. The swastika means Hitler, nobody else. And it doesn't matter whether right turn or left turn, or any, the 45-degree or not. It doesn't really matter. The only see what they see is this symbol. And so that's the image. And so how can we separate? My education part here is Hitler is not really the one who created this symbol, actually. And then so in a way, Hitler kind of appropriate the symbol and used in a wrong way. And so especially swastika is a symbol of non-violence, not violent kind of way. And so there's a lot of education should be there. But at the same time, of course, is a sadness of the Holocaust happens and so forth too. So that's also kind of connected. So that's why it's a very deeply related to that difficult time in the West. And so maybe I just tell, so like for our image of this is a more peace and so forth, peace and non-violence and compassion and lights and so forth. And so I just, I mean, today I don't have time to discuss. So I guess, there's a phrase like the Hitler used, why, but then he actually used this symbol as a cross. Nothing to do with the Buddhism, but he knew the Buddhism or, the India, this symbol came from India because he mentioned in his speech, actually. So that's why knowing that, but then he considered this as a symbol of the cross, the Christian cross. So that's why that symbol is used. But nowadays in the West, nobody sees this as a cross. Somehow Christian was not really associated with this particular cross in general, but it is an anti-Semitism cross. And so that's what the Hitler used. But then somehow this symbol now is, again, the kind of controversial. So the Hitler used as Hakenkreuz, that's a German language. And Haken means hooked, the Kreuz is a cross. So it's a clear the language. But then somehow this Hakenkreuz, German language, which only Hitler used, but yet was translated in a book and all those things as a swastika, because the shape is similar, but then the meaning is totally different. And then yet, so that's another issues during the translation that we're talking about, language, the issue. And also another connection for the swastika is Aryan. So this is a part of the speech. If you wanted to see, he mentioned about the swastika or Hakenkreuz as a symbol came from India or Japan's and other parts. So he fully aware, but then he used different way as as I mentioned about the cross, and then so which means they try to bring the together of the the Catholic and Protestant together under the cross. So that's a new cross, but yet this is an ancient cross because you find this cross or the swastika in the ancient Christian place too. So these are actually the various symbols that they use. Even like a West, United States, like a 1907. That's only like a little almost about 100 years ago. But at that time, this symbol was introduced differently. It's like, this has a 4L, the swastika consists of 4L. So that's why they kind of love, light, life, and good luck. So it's an all totally good symbol was introduced. And so that's the, even Coca-Cola, this is a Coca-Cola symbol, and this is the Boy Scouts. They've been using, and this is a Buddhist temple, Japanese Buddhist community, that was used, even 1930s. Until the World War II, then it changed totally. And especially after the World War II. So those are something that we never be taught, and then nobody knows somehow. In the United States, they don't talk about it. Somehow it pushed to the wrong. I mean, pushed to swastika is always, bad and evil symbol in the West. This is one of the reasons that I decided to take this symbol as the way, because was it only about 10 years ago? There's an interfaith gathering that talk about hate crime. And then one of the speakers said, this symbol is a universal symbol of evil. How can it be? And then I asked the question, what do you mean by universal symbol? This is, universal bad. It's not really, because the Buddhist use and Hindu use and so forth. And then I asked that question. Then this particular expert said he didn't know about it. And then he talked about universal symbol of evil in this country as a hate crime pass. So that makes it change my mind to maybe I think I have to talk about it, because when I first came to the United States 1985, that's about 35 years ago. And so first thing I was told at the temple, because at the Buddha's birthday, we create the flower shrine. And in the end, normally I put a, swastika with a flower. And then some members came, you can't do this here. And so, and then this is United States, and you have to be aware of this symbol, did during World War II. So many, Jewish people killed and so forth. So that's the reminder. So that's why, okay, that's right. So maybe I shouldn't use the symbol. So I haven't used this symbol for actually 25 years, or more than that, I guess. But then I start, maybe this is not right, because, I stopped saying anything about it. And then even I said sometimes, you shouldn't use this symbol because, you're hurting other people. But yet now I changed, my mind has changed. Well, I mean, this is too much to say out, universal evil symbol, but that's not it. So that's why I should start talking about it. And so that's my project that I have. And I know, so this is an interface symbol. If you wanted to see, that's a Hindu, Christian, and even Islam, that's an ancient synagogue, and Jain, the African religion, and then the Zoroastrian religion, and this is Poland religion prior to the Christian, and Native Americans. These are Buddhists, of course, but where was it? Vietnam, I believe, and then some India or some Asian, Afghanistan, probably. So like this. So there's all these symbols all over the world. And so in a way, it's a very valuable symbol. I mean, you found this in like a Mohenjo-daro, from the North India parts of so they use the symbol. And so it's the kind of the human, with a human, being. This is one of the symbol together with a human, history for like at least 5,000 years. So, and even Buddhism itself, after Buddha, of course, started, so which means like 20, well, at least 2,000 years, right? 2,500 years. And so it's, and then this is symbol prior to the Buddha, of course. And so there are a lot of aspects of this. And so, my time is up already, I guess. Sorry. But so anyway, this is some example of how the words Aryan is used, and Aryan for the Buddha, and like a Four Noble Truths, right? The Aryan Satya. So that's the words. I mean, we talk about Four Noble Truths so many times, but the Arya, that's the same word of Arya that they use for white supremacy. What's the relation? I mean, like those things has to be. And then these are some sutras, quotes from the swastika, how the swastika appeared in symbol hands and both backs and so forth. So anyway, I mean, most of the time, a lot of time, the Buddha chest is very common. But but they bring the light and so forth. So which is actually the original meaning of the swastika anyway. And yeah, I think that's good enough. So it's like a, universe itself is like a swastika too, actually.
Yeah.
So so anyway, thank you for listening, and that's my time is up. So I think I will stop now. And if you have any questions later, I'm happy to answer any of those. So thank you so much for the opportunity for me to given this time for sharing with you some of the thoughts. And then I think the Buddhist has to say sometimes, we emphasize as silence, but yet sometimes, well, actually, what I learned is in this country living for a long time that we have to express sometimes what we need to say. And so I think this is something that we have to say, although they may not like it, but yet the truth is a truth. And then I think it's to be able to accept both sides of it is a very challenging thing, I believe, for the education probably also. So anyway, thank you again. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Reverend, for your efforts in clarifying that misunderstanding all this time, right? I think it's very important, and to have this dialogue between the East and the West, and that's the very important foundation for further, dialogues for peace. So thank you once again for your work and sharing. That's a very good lesson for all of us. Thank you. Yes. And I was watching the chat box. I don't think I saw any questions from there, from the audience. I'm not sure whether Dr. Goshan Shamaji saw any questions from YouTube or your parts of platform.
I just want to be a humble student to learn from everybody. That's all. I just want to learn from everyone. And the best part is that Chua Wen has logged in from 3 different places. He's all the places.
I think I tried to communicate that. I think it was Reverend Sing Kan, Venerable Sing Kan sent the link received from Mr. Chua Wen Hong to people who wanted to come in to this platform. So just now I copied the YouTube link, but I think people are already in.
Maybe they thought it's a link to invite them as attendees to join.
Right, which is okay. And well, we have Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya Ji here. So I wonder whether Venerable has any comments or questions for our panelists.
Yeah, thank you so much, all the panelists, for your valuable inputs on this occasion, where we have been discussing on the relevance of the teachings of the Buddha. Every day, we get new speakers enlightening us on different aspects of life and also the teachings of the Buddha. Today, definitely, all the speakers have given valuable dimensions of the human experiences in the light of the teachings of the Buddha. But the last speaker, our Reverend Dr. TK, Venerable Japanese Ubo-san. Right. Yeah. So I was touched with the challenges you have been facing on the symbol. This symbol definitely, I do not know the integrity of the aspects of the symbol, like why it is L in this way, why it is L the other way. You are saying 4L if we see. But definitely the term swastika means su astika, asti, right? Su means whatever is good, whatever is mangala, whatever is auspiciousness, whatever is positive, that is su. Asti means existence, being, means to be with or to exist with and to experience all whatever is good, positive, mangala, or somebody in the past might have designed in such a way, but it is to communicate the idea of all the good feelings, positive thinking, positive emotions, all the auspiciousness through this symbol. Like we have many things to communicate. Language itself is also a medium of communicating our thoughts, ideas, and experiences, right? So there are many ways of communicating our feelings, ideas, knowledge, experiences. And from the East, the swastika symbol definitely does not designate or promote anything which is negative at all. It is not for hate. It is not for anything to commit a crime or violence, not at all. So this kind of misunderstanding about the swastika symbol in the West, I think you are doing a very great job to clarify to the Westerners that this is not for the negative things. Might be Hitler might have used it in a negative way for negative purpose, but not realizing the actual meaning of the symbol and also what actual purpose of the symbol. So there is this miscommunication that arose due to the misuse of the symbol. So thank you so much, Venerable Obo-san from Japan. Now you are in USA, I understand, for providing us this kind of insight into this swastika symbol.
Yeah.
And the other panels also, definitely when the Buddhists speak, we touch in some way the Four Noble Truth, Eightfold Noble Path, because these are the cardinal teachings of the Buddha. Like whenever you talk about any life form, definitely you have to talk about the breathing in and breathing out. That means so long as a human being, a person is living, a living organism, living person, one has to breathe in and breathe out, right? So this breathing in and breathing out is part and parcel of human existence or the life process. So that is why when we talk about these teachings of the Buddha, the breathing in, breathing out, or the meditation comes in definitely. And the Four Noble Truths also comes in. And when we talk about Four Noble Truths, many people might think Buddhist people are talking mostly of the dukkha, the suffering, all that. Maybe Buddhist people are pessimistic or so much of this, what you call the magnifying the dukkha. Why should we magnify the dukkha? Some people might think in that way. It is not magnifying the dukkha or the suffering. The point is, one has to know what is the reality, the actuality. It's very important. We have so many things. As it is said, all the things which are glittering are not the gold. Behind all the glittering things, there is something which is ingrained and which is there eternally true. That is, whether it is glittering as a gold or it is actually the gold, but the nature of the matter, the material thing is to change the form. It will change the form, right? So like that. So in life also, whatever experiences may appear to us as glittering, I mean something enjoyable, something pleasurable, something attractive, all this might be there, like the glittering things in life. But amidst all this kind of glittering appearances of the world, pleasurable, enjoyable, many things, but there is something underlying in it. That is what we have to understand through this understanding of Four Noble Truths. That is, whatever it may be, but it has to undergo a change. And when there is something that changes and we get attached to it and we suffer. That's what beforehand, if we know what is going to happen, then we can at least protect ourselves and behave in such a way where we are not affected much when ups and downs come to our life. Because this is the loka dhamma, the law of nature. There will be ups and downs in life. When there is the ups and downs in life, then we are not much affected because we know in advance this is part of life. When things are good, okay, we smile, things are good because it's for some time. If things are bad or like depressing, something like that, negative, then also we will say, okay, it also will change. So we learn from these Four Noble Truths the natural impermanence of life and things. This is the thing, reality of things as it is in our part of life. And I understand in our next Friday evening, we'll be having some more speakers. I'm very much thankful to Christie Ji, Dr. Christie Chang Ji. All these past many Saturdays and Fridays, it is her effort that she brought many panelists and speakers. In the beginning, I have done, but for last few days, I have been busy with clearing my pending works here in my office. So I couldn't give time. I'm sorry, Gulshanji, that I could not read your message. I was under the impression that the program would be at 7 o'clock. So I was in somewhere and hurrying to come back and I got your phone. Anyway, thank you so much. Hope we'll be having beautiful presentation in the coming Friday also. And if we are to close, maybe with the closing prayer. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba buddha nubhavena sada sukhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba dhamma nubhavena sada sukhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devata sabba sangha nubhavena sada sukhi bhavantu te. May all beings be free from danger, fear, and illness. May all beings be healthy, happy, and peaceful. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.
Satu. Before we say goodbye, actually tomorrow morning, Delhi time, 9:30, right? Venerable Dhammapiya Ji is going to give a Dhamma talk. Am I correct, Venerable? So please.
It is something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is something like the IBC is trying, we'll be having the Dhamma talk series. So mine will be a trial. Right. Tomorrow
all right.
it's 9:30.
Please go to IBC's fans page on Facebook. You can find Venerables, you can follow Venerables Dhamma Talk. And that's tomorrow morning, Delhi time. And actually tomorrow evening, there's going to be a Sky concert. It's Kuala Lumpur time, 8:30 by Imi Wee. If you just, go to her Facebook event page, IMEEOOI, Imi Wee, 8:30 Malaysia time. But I believe
India
that's
time?
6 o'clock India time. 6:30, I'm sorry, 6:30. 6.
Okay.
Wait, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm mistaken. Yeah, lost in time. 6 o'clock Delhi time. You can just click Imi Wee. I will also share that in, with the IBC group. And
kindly share. Kindly share. Yeah.
Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, because it's going to take place only once. It's meant to be a gathering from all directions to pray for the world, and in the form of a Dharma concert. So please feel most welcome to join too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya Ji.
Thank you.
Christie. Thank you very much, our distinguished guests who joined us this evening. I also wish to share two very important things. 27th of September is a World Tourism Day. 27th September. And the theme this time is the global peace. And also, well in advance, I'm just sharing that our programs will be now from 5 to 6 p.m. So next program is next Friday, that is on 2nd of October. And then comes 9th of October, and then comes 16th of October, then 23rd of October. I'll keep reminding, but that is Indian Standard Time, 5 p.m. And also wish to share that 5th of October is a World Teachers Day program, because Reverend Dr. TK has got at his backdrop the United Nations. So I wish to share with all of you that our chamber is having a big celebration. 4,000 teachers from the world over are coming on a common platform on 5th of October on the World Teachers Day. It's a full day program. So look forward meeting all of us on 2nd of October, next Friday, for the next program in our Buddhism series that is at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And today we started a little late. My sincere apologies because technology plays its own important role. I had to give a call all the way to New York, and I'm so happy. They took my call within 3 minutes and they responded and they rectified. That is the service, I think, which is needed. Thanks a lot. God bless all of us. And now with these words, let me say goodbye to the whole universe. Thank you very much.